The Wahhabis are body-worshippers. The focus of our discussion will be the Wahhabis' disbelief in the attributes of Allah. They claim Tawhid, monotheism, but they really believe in tajsim, attributing bodily attributes to Allah. Their belief is that Allah has attributes whose linguistic meanings refer to the attribute of a body. This means that the meanings that they choose to ascribe to Allah are meanings that imply a bodily reference, like organs, places, and motion. Notice the word meanings. They intend particular bodily definitions when they use certain words. Let whoever talks to one of them pay attention not only to the words that they use, but also to the meanings, insinuations that they intend. They believe that Allah has a real face that should be understood literally, and that He has two real eyes and actually smiles and laughs. A'udhu billah. They claim that Allah starts speaking and stops whenever He wants, and that He speaks Arabic, and that whenever He creates something, He literally utters kun, be or exist. They assert that Allah has a very real pair of outstretched hands, a real right and a real left hand. A'udhu billah. They say it must be understood as stated, and that He really holds things in them. Some of them said He only has two right hands because a left hand would not befit Him. They also confirm for Him real fingers, and some of them would say He has two, others say He has 6. We seek refuge with Allah from all of these abhorrent claims that clearly go against the sound mind. They have indeed been known to say that Allah Ta'ala sits on His throne, the Arush, despite that many of them claim that this is a lie against them. But they usually say that He is above the 7 skies, over His throne, separate from His creations, disconnected from them in a remotely high location. They focus on attributing places and directions to Allah. They say He is quote-unquote above, and they mean it in the physical sense. They hate for someone to claim that His Highness is majestic and not physical. Some of them say that Allah is above the Arsh and there is no place there, which is absurd, and it goes against what the Prophet ﷺ said about the book that exists above the Arsh. They do not see this as drawing similarities between Allah and His creations. Some of them said that Allah exists in the sky, but perhaps those who say that He is above His Arsh have overtaken them. Some say that Allah is above the Arsh by a 4-finger spaced distance. They believe that Allah descends from there down to the first sky during the last third of the night, and then ascends back up, coming and going from one place to another, bound by time. They believe that Allah has a shin and a real foot with dimensions by which it fits inside hellfire when He steps into it on the Day of Judgment, according to them. They even believe that Allah will cast a shadow, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى. They firmly believe that all of these bodily references are the attributes of His self, and that they must be taken by their real, literal, apparent, and obvious meanings. As can be seen, they use Allah's name, but they refer to something imaginary. compare this incorrect belief to the aforementioned correct belief of Muslims in the previous lesson, and see easily that they, the Wahhabis, do not believe in God. Some scholars said that the anthropomorphist, in reality, is a denier of the existence of God, because to him, God's existence without a place or direction is impossible. And they claim that denying that Allah has limbs and organs is denying His existence. Therefore, since in reality, God is not as they describe, they are the unwitting deniers of His existence. The point of mentioning their belief without mentioning their so-called proof is to expose the result of their analysis. They misinterpreted many verses and ahadith to establish their ill, unsound beliefs, and this is the result. May Allah Ta'ala protect us from their deviance. Allahumma ameen. And Allah Ta'ala knows best.